Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
children.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening. All right. Good evening, children. A test was due in the last class. I think we ran short of time, so we couldn't take it up. So today's class, we will begin with the test. And your first question, you can see it on the screen. I am more concerned about the figure. Please write down the question. That's very important. Please write the question first. Don't be in a hurry to get the answer. Take time to make the figure, children. As I've told you earlier, that is the crucial part of answering the question. If in a haste you make the figure incorrectly, then all your effort will go waste. Yeah, I don't want to talk and disturb you. Do not announce the answer. Finish it and tell me you're finished. Don't announce the answer. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. Yes, children, I'm very curious to know the answer. Have we finished?
Ma'am, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right.
Can I tell the answer?
You found the answer? Can you share your picture on WhatsApp, Shakti?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I have sent, ma'am.
Okay. How sure are you about your answer, Shakti? You feel you've made a mistake or you're sure about the answer?
Ma'am, I am sure, ma'am.
Very good. That is very important. Very good. Yes, you are right. Your answer is right. I'm so happy. Very good.
Ma'am, completed, ma'am.
Who is this?
Ma'am, Ravya.
Ravya. All right. Okay, what's the answer you got, Ravya?
Ma'am, 28.5 by root 3.
28.5 by root 3.
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. 19 root 3. Sorry, ma'am. I forgot.
Okay, 19 root 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure your answer is right?
Yes, ma'am. 19 root 3.
Very good. Yes. And class, that's the correct answer. 19 root 3 is the correct answer. Keep your figure ready. Once the figure is right, you just have to take up the triangles in which you have one angle and one side. And if in a triangle you know one angle on one side, so easy you can find the other side, whichever side is needed. Mostly I told you we use tan and cot. Only if we need the hypotenuse, we only if we need the hypotenuse, we use sine, cosecant, cos, secant. Otherwise, if you don't want the hypotenuse, the length of the hypotenuse, it's only tan and cot. You can use tan or you can use cot. A 1.5 meter tall boy is standing at some distance from a 30-meter tall building. A 1.5 meter tall boy is standing at a distance of 30 meters. Oh, sorry, is standing at some distance from a 30-meter tall building. This is a 30-meter tall building. The angle of elevation, this is the ground level. This is the ground level. This is the 1.5 meter tall boy. The angle of elevation from his eyes to the top of the building, to the top of the building, to the top of the building. It increases from 30 degrees to 60 degrees as he walks towards the building. He's walking towards the building. So the observer takes two positions, but he's looking at the same point, that is the top of the tower. So the observer should move. The tower is there only. The tower does not move. The top or the building. The building is not, what do you say? It's immobile. The person is mobile. He moves. See, it's given the angle of elevation from his eyes to the top of the building increases from 30 to 60. How will it increase? If he's in the same place, how will it increase? He's moving. He's walking towards the building. So he takes when he's in this place, this is the line of sight from his eyes to the top of the building, line of sight. Now he's moving towards the building. He's walking towards the building. So then maybe after some time he stands here and he looks at so connect, the line segment connecting his eye and the top of the building. This is the line of sight. And you need to draw the horizontal line through the eye of the observer. This is the horizontal line. The angle of elevation was first 30 degrees. Then it increases to 60 degrees. It's not here anywhere, children. See. And line of sight is not from the foot of the boy. It's from the eye of the observer. And you know that this one is 1.5. You know that this is 1.5. So this one will be this portion. This portion will be 28.5. So children, in this first work triangle with 60 degrees. You can do anything first. You can do anything first. Now see, when you take up the triangle with 60 degrees, you know one angle 60 degrees and the side 28.5. So you can easily find this one. You can easily find this one if you call it y. You can easily find y. And then from the other right triangle, you know 30 degrees on the opposite side. So you can find this whole thing, if you call it x. Then you will get the value of x. You should find the distance walked towards the building. X minus y you should find. X is this full thing, minus y will be the distance he's walked towards the building. Very simple situation. Having learned the chapter in full, this is a very simple situation. Maybe you are not able to complete the answer. I don't assume that only 2 of you have finished. If you have drawn the diagram correctly, for 100 you get 70 marks or 65 marks. 65 for 100 if you've got the diagram correctly. Then you should analyze triangles. In both the triangles, you know one angle and one side. You can find the other side. Using tan cot, you can find the other side. The difference between those two sides will be the distance he's walked towards the building. Look at the answer and one by one, please ask me what difficulty you had in this. explanation to the figure. So there's nothing here. Nothing here meaning nothing to understand there. Then from one right triangle we find this. From the other right triangle we find this. You can do it in any order. I like when I saw, I thought only one side in one triangle, but in both the triangles you have 28. You can work any triangle first. It's not that you should take tan 30. You can work tan 60 also first. So from one triangle you find DG, from the other triangle you find FG. DG minus FG is DF, and that's what you should find, the distance walked towards the building. While drawing, if I forgot to connect this time. It's not wrong if you don't connect also, but I wish to show this. This is the boy. I'll correct this. This is not a mistake, children. This is not a mistake, but I prefer to show it. Maybe you can call it F, EF. Yeah, EF. Tell me, Lakshita.
Ma'am.
Were you able to get the any what doubt you have here?
No doubts, ma'am.
Are you comfortable with making the figure, Lakshita?
Yes, ma'am.
Ravya, you got it. Arnav,
Ma'am, I joined little late, so I didn't know what happened. Now only I joined 10 minutes ago.
Akshay Ram, Bala Harish.
Yeah, I got the answer, ma'am. Yearly.
Okay, Harshita.
Yes, ma'am. Got ma'am.
Uttuvel,
Yes, ma'am.
Nafi. Nafi is always traveling. He'll say, I'll send the notes, I'm traveling, but he's always traveling, so unable to send notes. Nafi, you got the answer now?
Yes, ma'am.
Nishita,
Yes, ma'am, I got the answer. I was calculating the last step.
okay, good. Parkavi,
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. I have got, ma'am, and I have sent to you, ma'am.
oh, that's nice, okay. Priya, Priyadarshini, Reshmi,
Yes, ma'am. I too got. I'm clear, ma'am.
okay,
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
all right. Sudarshan,
Yes, ma'am, I
Anish,
got, ma'am. I
Chabari,
sent in WhatsApp,
Shruti.
ma'am.
Very nice, okay. Shivani,
Yes, ma'am.
Manasa,
I think that.
you got it, okay. Srinivasan, Shreya,
I too got the answer, ma'am.
good. Srinivasan, Srinivasan, you were mostly the first person to talk. Now, what happened? I'm not able to hear you in the meeting. I want to hear your voice. Please fix your mic and communicate. Shreya, got it. You said Subiksha and Tirunesh.
Got the answer.
Okay. Children, another thing is not because I did not join. Even if you don't join this, it's okay. Don't think I like to join it. I just missed it when I drew the figure. I forgot to join it. So I told you you can call it EF like this. But even if you didn't join it, it's not that you will not get the answer or you'll get an incorrect answer. Okay, so those who've not got it, or you have some doubts, please take a screenshot. Somebody makes an email, please disable your mic. Anish, kindly disable your mic. Yeah, children, please take a screenshot. If you want to check step by step, please take a screenshot. Let's go to the second one. Yeah. So this is your next question. Arnav, start working.
Okay, ma'am.
Please take the question, children, first. The angle of elevation of a jet from a point A on the ground is 60 degrees. After a flight of 15 seconds, the elevation changes to 30 degrees. If the jet is flying at a speed of 720 kilometers per hour, find the constant height at which the jet is flying. Just come back, children. Please work. Has anyone finished?
Doing.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. Completed. Who's that?
Ma'am, Ravya.
Ravya. Okay.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. So children, what's the answer for the second one?
Ma'am, completed.
Ma'am, 2.598 kilometers. 598 kilometers, ma'am.
Okay, so that's what Ravya says. What about the others? Announce your name and then tell the answer.
Yes, ma'am. I'm also getting same answer, ma'am.
Ma'am, me too, same answer, ma'am.
Sudarshan and Shakti, is it?
Anish, ma'am.
Yes.
Anish. Anish, okay. You're getting the same answer. 2.598 kilometers.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, me, I'm too getting the same answer, ma'am. 2.58.
Okay, others? Okay.
Ma'am, I am also getting the same answer, ma'am.
Very good. Now, Anish, how do you convert kilometer per hour to meter per second?
Into 1000, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the speed you got in meter per second. What is it? Yeah, what's the speed you got in meter per second? Did you find the speed in meter per second?
Yes, ma'am. 720,000 meter per hour.
Can I say, ma'am?
No, Anish, that's incorrect. The speed 720 kilometer per hour in meter per second. Somebody else?
200 meter per second, ma'am.
No. Okay. Class, did we all get 200 meter per second?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
How do we
Yes,
convert?
ma'am.
How do we convert?
5 by 18.
5 by 18.
5 by 18.
Multiply 5 by 8.
Please make a note of that. To convert kilometer per hour to meter per second. Meter per second. We need to multiply by 5 by 18. To convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, we need to multiply by 18 by 5. See, remember like this, when you're converting it to meter per second, you're converting, see, this one is a proper fraction, 5 by 18. This one is an improper fraction, 18 by 5. Improper fraction, the value is greater than 1. Proper fraction, the value is less than 1. Just remember, just tell something like that to your mind. You'll be able to remember that without any confusion. 5 by 18 is a proper fraction. 18 by 5 is an improper fraction. 5 by 18 is a proper fraction, so its value is less than 1. 18 by 5 is an improper fraction and its value is greater than 1. When you're converting to meter per second, you're converting to a smaller unit like kilometer per hour, meter per second. Like meter per second is a smaller unit. So multiply by the smaller value, less than 1, 5 by 18. Meter per second to kilometer per hour, like you're converting something small to big, meter per second to kilometer per hour. So multiply, so you're converting meter to kilometer, like a smaller unit to a larger unit. So multiply by the larger value, 18 by 5. 18 by 5. If you're converting to meter per second it's small. You're converting to meter per second, it's small, so 5 by 18. You're converting to kilometer per hour, something big, so 18 by 5. Small, converting to smaller one, 5 by 18. Bigger one, 18 by 5. So 200 meters per second. So what is the distance you get? Distance you would have found, right? What is the distance?
3,000 meters.
3,000 meters.
3,000 meters. 3,000 meters. Do you have a complete side in any triangle?
No, ma'am.
No. That is, using any triangle, you will not be able to find any side completely. Okay, now I have to show you the answer. This is the figure. Am I right? Tell me. Now here in the earlier question, the boy takes two different positions and the tower is fixed, the building is fixed. So elevation I top of the building, sorry. In the earlier question, the boy took, this is the ground level, this is the building. The boy took two different positions. So the boy is here. Oh my God, please ignore that. The boy is here, the boy is here. Eye of the boy, eye of the boy. Line of sight, sorry. And line of sight, this is the line of sight. And then you need to draw the horizontal line. Elevation. The boy took two different positions. But here the jet flight is moving. Now here, who takes two different positions? The plane. The plane takes two different positions. The observer is looking at the plane at its two different positions from the same point on the ground. The angle of elevation of a jet plane from a point A on the ground is 60 degrees. After a flight of 15 seconds, the point A is not flying, the jet is flying. The elevation changes to 30 degrees. So it's from the same point. From the same point A on the ground, you are looking at the jet flight. At a particular instant, the elevation is 60 degrees. Then after 15 seconds, when you see the flight again in the sky, the elevation becomes 30 degrees. So when the elevation is reducing, that means the plane is going away from you. Elevation is reducing. You're looking at the plane more easily. If the elevation is more, you're raising your head higher to look at the plane. The elevation is reducing, so you're able to look at the plane more easily now. That means it's going away from you. It's going away from you. So you should take, see here, this is one position of the plane in the sky. This is height from the ground. Another position, height from the ground. Which is the first and second position? If point A is here, if this is point A, the plane is going away from point A. Ground level, point A, plane, height of the plane from the ground. Plane, height of the plane from the ground. Now, has the plane come from here to here, or has it gone from here to here? Is this the first position and then this is the second position, or is this the first position and this is the second position? Wherever, so the closer one is the first position. The closer one is the first position because initially it was closer to him. That's why the elevation is 60 degrees. After 15 seconds, the elevation changes to 30. It's going away from him. So first he measures, first he sees the plane here, closer to him. Line of sight, elevation 60 degrees. He's there only, he doesn't budge. He's at the same point A. From there, he looks at the second position of the flight. And this elevation is 30 degrees. This is the distance covered in 15 seconds. And that is equal to this distance which is covered in 15 seconds. This distance is covered in 15 seconds. This distance. So this distance is covered in 15 seconds. And this distance can be found using speed into time, 3000 meters. Then simply use the two triangles, tan 1630 and get it. Substitution method only. So you will have to use a substitution or equating method when you do not know, when you cannot find the other side, when you don't have information to find the other side completely. That is, in the two triangles, you will not know the length of any side. You might know the length of a part of a line segment. So then you have to use the equating method or the substitution method. CD is H, AB is also H because both CD and AB represent the height of the plane from the ground. Even if it is not mentioned, we assume that it's flying, it's maintaining the same vertical height from the ground. So AB, CD, both H, don't use X and Y, don't use different letters, you'll go wrong. If you mark AB as X and CD as Y, you're wrong. X is equal to Y. So use the same letter, H. So this line segment, don't mark the hypotenuse, you don't have to. So this one is H, this one is also H, this portion is X, and this one is 3000. So other than the hypotenuse, we mark everything. Hypotenuse we did not mark. The rest of it we mark. If the length is known, fine. Otherwise, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. All right. Try this one, children. Take down the question, write the question. Try it for yourself. I'll share the answer tomorrow morning. Take the question. Or we'll see the answer in the next class. Maybe you will not finish working by tomorrow morning. So we'll see the answer in the next class on Monday. Done, children? Took the question?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the next question. Finish writing, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. These are some standard questions based on, I'm sorry, these are some standard questions from the chapter Heights and Distances. I'll do the first one, children.
Ma'am, can you show the question again?
Yeah. I thought it was there. Yeah. Please write down the question, children. Shall I show you the answer slide, children?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you 10 minutes time. Don't be in a hurry to write down. Just copy down. Go through the answer and then write down.
Ma'am,
Or
also show the previous slide,
method
ma'am.
is convenient, please. No, I didn't get. Somebody said something. I didn't get it.
Ma'am, once again show the previous slide, ma'am.
Yeah. Done?
Yes, ma'am, completed, ma'am.
Exactly the way we handle numerical situations. Just that here, the length of no line segment is given. The angles are also alpha and beta. Line segments are H, X, and P. Either we use the substitution method or equating method. Both will work. That's all it is.
Ma'am?
Yes, Arnav?
Ma'am, here in the question they are asking us to show, like, proof that H is equal to P tan alpha tan beta divided by tan beta minus tan alpha. We should just find H.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we are asked to show that the height of the tower is given by P tan alpha. The height of the tower. Yeah, here, H. We have to prove this. No, I didn't get your question.
Oh. No, ma'am, I'm asking we have to prove this or we have to just find the height?
No, we have to prove this here. Show that the height H of the tower is given by.
Okay, ma'am.
We'll have to prove this and then find the height of the tower for these values of P, alpha and beta.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so what is given? So this is the tower, this is the tower, this is the tower, and this is that point on the ground from where the top of the AB represents the tower. AB represents the tower. D is the point on the ground from where the observer looks at the top of the tower. The angle of elevation is alpha. On moving P meters towards the tower. So this distance CD is P. The initial position is D. The new position is C. The distance CD, this distance CD is P meters. On advancing P meters towards the tower. So from D to C, the distance is P meters. So from C again, when the observer looks at the top of the tower, the elevation is found to be beta. The elevation is found to be beta. Now you know the angle of elevation is always between the line of sight and horizontal. Depression also between line of sight and horizontal. Now we need to show that the height of the tower is given by this expression P tan alpha tan beta by tan beta minus tan alpha. So since the result, see now in a situation like this, we don't know if we have to use sin alpha or cos alpha or tan alpha. We don't know. When it is numerical, we know we have to find some site. So accordingly, we use the T ratios. But here I don't know if I should say sin alpha or cos beta. So that clue we take from the result, the final result. What is that we have to prove? We have to prove that H is equal to P tan alpha. So see here, for alpha they've used tan alpha. Beta is tan beta. So that means we also have to find tan alpha and tan beta, because the final result that has to be proved is in terms of tan alpha and tan beta. So we should not use sin or cos with alpha and beta. We must find tan alpha, tan beta and try to get this result. So from one right triangle or from right triangle ABC, we have tan beta is h by x. And from the other right triangle, we have tan alpha is equal to h by x plus p. Now I have used the substitution method. Now children, I'll tell you one thing here. You want to get h is equal to something. So you want h. In your answer, you want h. So that you should substitute for x. You must take away x and introduce h. See. What do you want in the result, final result? You want h, you want p, you want tan alpha, you want tan beta. So one more thing is P is a letter given to you in the question itself. So that will definitely be there in the final result. Tan alpha and tan beta are there. Now between h and x, between h and x, x is something which you have used or which we have used in the figure. H is the height of the tower. X is something which we have used in the figure. So X will definitely not be there in the final result. Now, I want to say two things. Listen to them carefully. I haven't still finished, so I don't know if it's okay if you have not understood anything. The final result, now in this one we have X, which is not in the final result. H is there in the final result. H is equal to. So H is there. H is equal to means H is there in the final result. Tan beta is there. Tan beta is there in the final result. Take up the other one. Tan alpha. Tan alpha is there in the final result. H is also there. P is also there. P tan alpha. X is not there. So that means in both these equations, we don't need X. In the final result, X is not there. That means what you should do, from the first expression, you must write X is equal to something, and in the second equation, instead of X, you should replace that, right? Then you will get rid of X totally. See, the idea is we don't want X. I don't want X in the final result. So what should I do? From one triangle, you get something from one triangle, and this one from the other triangle. You can use the substitution method. What should you replace? You should take away X and introduce that H. That is, X is equal to H by tan beta. Now take away this X and write H by tan beta. So what happens? H by tan beta. When you write H by tan beta, you have H in the final result, tan beta also in the final result. So working with that, you'll get you will be able to prove whatever is to be done. That's how you use a substitution method. If you want to use an equating method, you must write both as x is equal to. If you want to use the equating method, write both as x is equal to x is equal to. So when you equate these two, you will not have x in the result. If you want to use the equating method, you want to write both the equations for x. So write from this one, you write x is equal to. From the first triangle, write x is equal to. From the second triangle also, you write x is equal to. So then when you equate, you will be equating these two. So x will not be there. When you're equating these two, x will be missing. Because you don't, we'll miss x, we don't want x. If you're using the substitution method, you don't want x. So take away x and instead of that, write some other expression. So the first expression we write x is equal to from, because we know we don't want x. So I've written x is equal to h by tan beta. This is the first thing. From the other right triangle, you get tan alpha is equal to h by x plus p. Let's cross multiply. It's not that you should substitute here itself. You can cross multiply, come to a comfortable step and then also substitute. Okay. So when you cross multiply, you will get x into tan alpha is x tan alpha. P into tan alpha is p tan alpha. See, when you're multiplying, you should multiply. How do you cross multiply? It's tan alpha into x plus p. So tan alpha into x is x tan alpha. Tan alpha into p is p tan alpha is equal to h. Is equal to h. On cross multiplying, we get this. Now we substitute. See here, you can see using 1. Using 1. What using 1? Instead of this x, go to 1, h by tan beta. Instead of x, we use h by tan beta. Then this tan alpha, then this p tan alpha is equal to h. That's it. Now see, we have only what we need in the final result here. All this we need in the final result. But how should the final result look like? H is equal to something. So what you should do is you take LCM, you cross multiply, do all that and bring all the h terms on one side and take the remaining terms that don't have h to the other side. Then only you can get h is equal to something. Take LCM, you cross multiply, then you will have some terms. Bring all the h terms to one side, take h common, and then find h. That's the procedure. So at this stage, we have only what we need in the final result. We have substituted, we removed x, and instead of x, we wrote h by tan beta. Now all this we need in the final result. Now what's the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? Take up the common denominator. Take up the common denominator. So when you take the common denominator, so I've taken the common denominator and cross multiplied, children. When you take the common denominator, you will get this one, tan beta. You will get tan beta. Let me just show you that step. 1 minute. Here maybe I'll improve the step. I've taken the common denominator. What's the common denominator? Tan beta. So tan beta. This is that step. Tan beta is the common denominator. So you will get h tan alpha. H tan alpha plus, because this already has the denominator h tan beta. H tan beta into tan alpha. This already has the denominator. This is one term. So h tan alpha plus here it's by 1. So you should multiply by tan beta. So it will be plus p tan alpha tan beta. On taking LCM, you will get. On taking LCM, you will get this one. H tan alpha plus P tan alpha tan beta whole upon tan beta is equal to H. Is equal to H. Now cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you will get this step. First take the LCM and then cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you will get H tan beta on one side, H tan beta, and these terms which are in the numerator on the other side. Are you following, children?
Yes, ma'am.
LCM. This here we take LCM. Tan beta is a common denominator. So in the numerator, you get H tan alpha plus P tan alpha tan beta is equal to H. Cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you will get this step. You get this step when you cross multiply. Now, how many terms are there? We have H tan alpha, one term, P tan alpha tan beta, second term, H tan beta, third term. Of these three terms, how many terms have H in them? Two terms. That is H tan alpha and H tan beta. Both of them have H in it. Gather them on one side. Bring them to one side. So H tan alpha minus H tan beta. H tan alpha minus H tan beta. Why are we gathering these two? Because they have tan alpha and tan beta? No, because they have H in it. I have to find H. I have to write H is equal to something. So I'm collecting all the terms that have H on one side. I'm collecting all the terms that have H on one side. H tan alpha come to this side. H tan beta also come to this side. Why are we taking P tan alpha tan beta to the other side? That one does not have H, no? So put it to the other side. Now, changing the signs throughout. The next step is change because this is minus P tan alpha, no? So I want to change the signs throughout. So when you change the signs throughout, this minus H tan beta will become plus H tan beta. See here, changing signs throughout. There are three terms. Write all the three terms with their opposite sign. Write all the three terms with their opposite sign. So minus H tan beta will become plus H tan beta. Plus H tan alpha will become minus H tan alpha. See here. These two terms, they take the opposite sign. Minus H tan beta becomes plus H tan beta. Plus H tan alpha becomes minus H tan alpha. And here also change the signs. Minus will become plus. So you can do that. You can change the signs throughout. Every term you should change the sign. So that is this step. That is this step. Then now take H common. Take out H common. H is common, so we'll get tan beta minus tan alpha is equal to P tan alpha tan beta. So H is equal to, here you have H, no? H is equal to P tan alpha tan beta divided by tan beta minus tan alpha. It's so simple. One triangle, other triangle, don't want X, replace with this. LCM, cross multiply. H terms on one side, non-H terms on the other side, or non-H term on the other side. Negative sign, so negative sign I don't want, I want this positive. So change the signs throughout. Take out H common and the final result. H is equal to P tan alpha tan beta by tan beta minus tan alpha. Now we proved that the height of the tower is given by this expression. Now, when P is 150 meters, alpha is 30 and beta is 60, we need to find the value of H. So that you know, simply substitute in this expression. We got this final result, right? So in this one, you should substitute these values. And using trigonometric tables, substitute the values, simplify and get it. So H is equal to 75 root 3. This root 3 and root 3 will get cancelled. This root 3 and root 3 will get cancelled. So it will be 150 by, here taking LCM, you will get root 3 is LCM, so 3 minus 1 by root 3. Then this is 2 by root 3. This is 2 by root 3. And it will become root 3 by 2. That will become root 3 by 2. 75 root 3 or 129.9. Please practice the proof, children. Yeah, write on the question.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide?
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, yeah.
One minute, can you show the last slide? Yes, ma'am, complete.
So you can write here tan theta into cot theta is equal to, instead of writing this, you can also write h by a into h by b. H by a, h by b. So that is h square by ab. All right. Finish writing, children.
Yes, ma'am.
So here the angles of elevation of the top of a tower from 2 points on the ground. The angles of elevation of the top of the tower from 2 different points on the ground, and those 2 points are at a distance of a meters and b meters from the foot of the from the base of the tower. And the foot of the tower and the 2 points, they are in the same straight line. The foot of the tower and these 2 points from where the top of the tower is observed are all in the same straight line. And what about the angles of elevation? They are complementary. If one angle is theta, the other one is 90 minus theta because they are complementary. If one angle is 20 degrees, the other one is 90 minus 20, 70 degrees. Complementary angles are 90 and 9, sorry, are theta and 90 minus theta. Or you can say alpha and 90 minus alpha. So tower, top of the tower, foot of the tower. Tower, top of the tower, foot of the tower, in the same line as the foot of the tower lie the 2 other points. 2 points from where the top of the tower is observed. These 2 points and the foot of the tower, they lie in the same straight line. From these 2 points, the top of the tower is observed. These are the lines of sight. From this point and from this point, the top of the tower is observed. Now, this is one point. This is one point. The distance of this point from the foot of the tower is A units. This is the other point. The distance between the points is this one. This is the distance between the 2 points. That is not given. The distance between the foot of the tower and the other point is B. You can write B here and A here also because that is not specified. Anything. You can write B here, you can write B here and A here. That's also fine. But this distance is not given. Not given. We can find, but like not given. Foot of the tower, 1 point, A units. Foot of the tower, other point, B units. This is what you should be careful in marking. If you mark this as A, you will go wrong. Or if you mark this one as B. From the foot to 1 point, A units. From the foot to the other point, B units. Height of the tower, don't know, h. Angles of elevation, this angle, this angle. If you call this as theta, this is 90 minus theta. If you call this one as theta, then this is 90 minus theta. Again, you can mark them anywhere. That's all. To draw this figure, you cannot go wrong in getting the proof right. So take up the two triangles. From one triangle, you have tan theta. Why tan theta? Now you cannot make out if it is tan theta or something, but have only you have something. You have to find the opposite side h, and you have the adjacent sides a, b, and all that. So you have to connect the opposite and adjacent side. So it's going to be tan or cot. So from one triangle you have tan theta is equal to h by a, and from the other triangle you have tan of 90 minus theta is equal to h by b. Opposite by adjacent. Tan 90 minus theta is nothing but cot theta. Cot theta is h by b. Cot theta is h by b. Now multiply these two equations. So that means multiply the LHS, multiply the RHS. Tan theta into cot theta is equal to, I wrote something else, no? H by a into h by b. H by a into h by b. Multiply the LHS, multiply the RHS. So tan theta into cot theta is 1 because they are reciprocal ratios. Cot theta can be written as 1 by tan theta. Cot theta can be written as 1 by tan theta, so they'll get cancelled. So 1 is equal to h square by ab. On cross multiplying, we'll get h square is equal to ab. H is equal to square root of ab meters. See here, we have to prove that the height of the tower, that means you should prove that h is equal to, see, some part of it will be in words. Height of the tower is, that means you should prove h is equal to root of ab meters. It's in words. Height of the tower is, write that symbolically, h is equal to, height of the tower is, h is equal to root ab meters. And we proved that. Yes, children, we'll do this and wind up the session for today. Please write down the question.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is the meaning for the word surmounted?
Yes, ma'am. Same do.
Okay, yeah. Surmounted is on top of something. Surmounted meaning on top of something. Mounted on the top of something. Mounted meaning fixed somewhere, mounted. Surmounted meaning fixed on top of something. A vertical tower stands on a horizontal plane. A vertical tower A vertical tower stands on a horizontal plane and so this is the vertical tower and is surmounted by, that means on something's head, like surmounted on top of something. So on top of the tower, there's a vertical flagstaff. So from here to here is a flagstaff. Surmounted means on top or mounted on the top of something, mounted above something. Correct? All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. By a vertical flagstaff. At a point on the plane, at some point on the plane, on this ground, the angles of elevation of the bottom and the top of the flagstaff. This is the bottom of the flagstaff. This is the top of the flagstaff. The angles of elevation are alpha and beta. So this is alpha because bottom is alpha. Angles of elevation. Top is beta. Prove that the height of the tower is meaning h is equal to. H is equal to. Prove that the height of the tower is. So it's given the not h is equal to, because the small h is only the height of the. Okay, let me call this full thing. Oh God. Let me call this. It's not visible. Now, if I call this one h, if I call this one as h and this one as h, this is given to you in the question. Height of the flagstaff is given to you in the question. H. So if you call the height of the tower h, this h, then you must prove that the height of the tower is, that is capital H is equal to. You must prove that capital H is equal to height of the tower. So capital H is given by, is equal to h tan alpha by tan beta minus tan alpha. If you, supposing you call this one as, like x, then you must get x is equal to h tan alpha by tan beta minus tan alpha. Height of the tower, whatever you call the height of the tower. Shall I show the answers, right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Completed, ma'am.
All right. BC is equal to X is equal to vertical tower. BC is equal to X is equal to vertical tower. AB is H and that is the flagstaff. Alpha and beta must be marked carefully because first bottom elevation of the bottom is mentioned. Elevation of the bottom is mentioned first. Bottom of the flagstaff. Elevation of that is alpha. That one is alpha. And then the elevation of the top is beta. And we have to prove that BC is equal to, that is X is equal to. BC means X. BC is equal to or X is equal to. Anything. You don't have to strike and write X. I'm just telling you. Here you can mention BC is X is equal to vertical tower. So we'll have to show that BC is equal to H tan alpha by tan beta minus tan alpha. Any other line segment which you don't know, don't use A, B, C, D and all that. Please use the letters. So we need to, when we use tan alpha and tan beta, we'll have to use the line segment CD. So we've called that Y. So now take one right triangle, tan alpha. In tan alpha, tan alpha is equal to opposite by adjacent. So X by Y. 1 minute. Yeah. Tan alpha is X by Y. Now you very well know that in the final result you don't need Y. See, there is tan alpha, there is X, there is Y. You know for sure that in the final result you don't need Y. You don't need Y. So we've written Y is equal to X. You want X in the final result. X you want because X is equal to only you'll have to prove. And you want tan alpha also in the final result. So you write it as Y is equal to X tan. You don't want Y. So you write it as Y is equal to X tan alpha. Sorry, you write it as Y is equal to X by tan alpha. Now the option is you can write the other equation also as Y is equal to something and equate. I have used a substitution method. From the other right triangle, you can write Y is equal to another expression and equate. That also will give you the answer. What I have done, taking the other right triangle, tan beta is equal to opposite H plus X by adjacent Y. I cross multiplied, I got Y tan beta is equal to H plus X. Now I've substituted. Instead of Y, because we know that we want X in the final result, because X is equal to, you should get. You have H also in the final result. H also you have in the final result. Tan beta you need, you don't want Y. So we replace Y with X by tan alpha using 1. 1 is this one. X by tan alpha into tan beta is equal to H plus X. Now we have to write X is equal to something. X is equal to something. So LCM do that, take out X common, like X should be brought out common. So X is equal to, you'll get the answer as X is equal to what was to be proved. So, yeah. So this is after substituting X by tan alpha. Y instead of Y we write X by tan alpha into tan beta is equal to H plus X. Then this is nothing but this one is nothing but X tan beta by tan alpha. X tan beta by tan alpha. This is nothing but X tan beta by tan alpha is equal to H plus X. Now, see, solving you can do in different ways. What I have done is I'm gathering the X terms on one side. So this one has X, this one has X. And there's one X here. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, children. Yeah. So what I have done is I'm gathering all the x terms on one side. Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. So x tan beta by tan alpha. This x plus x on the other side minus x is equal to sorry h. Then I've taken out x common. Again, you can take the LCM also. I have taken out x common. So we have tan beta by tan alpha minus 1. X common. See this x common. So you'll get tan beta by tan alpha minus 1. Why minus 1? Because this x is common out. So minus 1 is equal to h. LCM. X outside. LCM here. Tan alpha, tan beta minus tan alpha. Tan alpha is the common denominator. So tan beta minus tan alpha is equal to h. So now this one will go to the other side as its reciprocal. This one on the other side as its reciprocal. So x is equal to, see, like if you have x into say like y by z is equal to h. If you have x into y by z is equal to h. So x will be equal to h into z by y. Y by z on the other side, z by y. Y by z on the other side will become z by y. So similarly here, we have x into tan beta minus tan alpha by tan alpha. So this one on the other side, will become reciprocal. Here, h tan alpha by tan beta minus tan alpha. Reciprocal on the other side. Or you can take it as cross multiplying, having x on one, having x here itself, cross multiply h tan alpha by tan beta minus tan alpha. So you've got x. You've got x is equal to. X is nothing but BC, and BC is nothing but the height of the tower. It's exactly like the numerical versions. You can either use the equating method or the substitution method. Here, see, after this step, you can cross multiply also. You can even cross multiply. It's all your way of handling it. Finally, the answer should be like x is equal to something. That's what is the requirement. You must have x on one side and show everything else on the other side. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Now, see, when you submit two different things, today, today's classwork and the homework, I'll not know what you're submitting. So send it separately, like take two different photos. Homework, if you have done, say homework and send the photos, and then today's classwork and the photos. Don't send the pictures together. All right, class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Arnav, Nishita, Sudarshan. Arnav, are you there? No, he's not there. All right. Okay. Okay, Arnav and Sudarshan. All right, children. That's it for today's session. Thank you so much, children. You may leave the call. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank
ma'am,
you.
I have solved the
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.